this right in group? No? I think did I send you the wrong group? Show me WhatsApp group. Are you there in any group? No? What's the name of this batch? Any idea? Sorry? 4 p.m. Python class. Okay, they added me to the wrong group. I sent the notes of yesterday's class. Anyway, it's okay. What to teach? Okay. Yesterday we were discussing about how the system works, what is the use of scripting, all these things, right? Now, let's see how Python actually works. We all know Python is a programming language. So it's one of the oldest programming languages. It's been 30 years. To run Python, what all things are required? Any idea what all things we need to run Python file? Any idea? Yeah? Any answers? Okay, where do we write the Python code? Where? IDE, okay. Where does the IDE will be? Where actually the IDE will be? Where? System, correct. IDE will be there in the system. IDE is not mandatory, but the system is mandatory. I will tell what is IDE later. This is not mandatory, okay? This is optional. To run Python, this is optional. We need a system. What does the system contains? Operating system, good. One is OS. Next. What does your laptop contains? RAM, disk, CPU. Right. Mainly these 4 components. There will be so many other components, but mainly these components will be there in any system. Whenever I say RAM, it's also equals to memory. Okay. Whenever I say memory, RAM, both are same. Whenever I say disk and there is one more thing. Okay. ROM. Okay. Whenever I say ROM and disk, both are same. Memory and RAM, both are same. Don't get confused. Memory is not disk. Memory means RAM. The main difference between these two is this is temporary. This is permanent. This is fast. This is slow. This is cheap. This is costly. Okay. So in every system, these 4 components will be there. Operating system doesn't matter. It can be any operating system. Python runs in all the operating system. Can you name few operating system names? Windows, yeah. Linux, yeah. Mac. Any other? It's all Linux based. Okay. Ubuntu, Mac OS, all are Linux based. Any other? Raspberry, yeah. Okay. So let's highly classify into 2 things. One is Windows and Linux. Most of the operating system will be based on Linux only. Even the Mac OS is based on the Linux. So let's take only these 2. Now doesn't matter. Python runs in Windows also, Linux also. Now in your system, this is there or this is there, this is there, this is there, and this is there. CPU, core, microprocessor, microcontroller, doesn't matter. All are same. Okay. Basically a processor. Next, these many hardware requirement is needed to run Python. Along with that, we need a Python environment. To run a Python file, first we need Python installed in our system. This needs to be installed. Okay, we have to create a environment for that. The latest version, I think 3.14 something, but I use 3.12.10. Try to install this version only. Today actually I sent this link, but it went to the wrong group. This is the version you have to install. If you have other version also, it's fine, but if you don't have, just install this version. Okay. So Python is required. Then when you install Python, something along with the Python will come, that is interpreter. Yesterday I gave a small example where the interpreter is used. Basically, let's say I have a Python file here. Let's say new.py. This is a Python file. This .py is called extensions. Like how you have MP3, MP4, JPG, PNG, same. It's one of the file. .py. Okay. If it's .py, it means it's a Python file. So let's say this is my Python file. The name of the file is new.py. Let's say this file has around 10 lines of code. Any 10 lines of code without any syntax error. I will tell what is syntax later. Basically, it's a clean file. Okay. Now I want to run this. I want to execute this. So to run this, the command is write the file name. Write Python and file name. This is fixed. To run any file, this keyword you have to use. This depends on which file you want to run. So this is the command to run the Python file. Python space file name .py. Okay. Before this, make sure this file is saved. So I'll come to this later. What happens when you run Python.py, new.py. Now let's see. Where do we write these 10 lines of code? We need some place to write some code, isn't it? You can write anywhere. You can write even in the WhatsApp also. You can write even the notepad. Anywhere you can write, as long as the file name should be something.py. You can write anywhere. This is not mandatory. But why do we need IDE? That is a question. Why everyone uses IDE? If I write code in the text editor, notepad, keep anywhere if I can write, then why do I need IDE is the question. So IDE full form is Integrated Development Environment. Okay. Integrated Development Environment. Development meaning you need to develop something, that is development. Environment, it's an environment basically. Let's say what is integrated. What exactly is integrated? So if you take an IDE, let's take an example of VS Code. There are so many IDEs. This is what I use. I recommend you to use this only. VS Code. So what exactly is integrated in this VS Code? You will see in one liner, if I want to say, we have to use IDE because it makes our job easier. It will save our time. It will save our effort. So many advantages are there. Time, effort, energy, what else? Resource. So many things it will save. That's why we use IDE. One of the famous IDEs is VS Code. If you download and install, once you try to write a Python file in Notepad, try once. Try in Notepad once. Try once in VS Code. You will only decide which one you need. Okay, that will only answer why do we need IDE. In the IDE, what all things are integrated is on the left side panel, you will see list of files. List of files in which folder you opened. here you will see the folder name. In which folder you open, all the file name you will see, that you won't see in the notepad. Here a big screen you will see to write the code. Multiple tabs you can open, just like a browser. How many tabs you can open, doesn't matter. Here you can cleanly write the code. On the bottom you will see the terminal, very important. This can be command line, command prompt or PowerShell, doesn't matter. Okay. See, one option is have a file somewhere, keep it somewhere on some folder. You only search, Windows search, command line or PowerShell, go there and write this command to run the Python file. If the file exists, Python will execute. That is option number 1, where you have to open one tab notepad, one tab PowerShell or command prompt. So many headaches. No need. Open VS Code. Here you can write code. Here is a terminal. Terminal can be either command prompt or PowerShell. Both also fine. No problem. We have other terminals also, but this is enough. Here only you can type the command python new.py. No need to open any other Windows or any other application. The VS Code or the any IDE will provide you whatever required to, however, how much your job will become easier, that much it will support IDE. That's why we need IDE. Along with this, whenever you write the code, you will get a auto suggestion. Let's say you write you will write just I. It will say if. It will only autofill. For example, if you want to write some for loop, just FO, it will only fill for I in something like that. So, along with this, here in one tab, you will see extensions. This is what the main integration. Here, whichever language you use, since we use Python language, you can download Python extension. So, all the auto suggestions will come whenever you type the code, so that you don't make mistake. Whenever you make a mistake in the code itself, the IDE will show the error there itself. This is wrong, you have to change it. So that kind of support we get from the IDE, which we don't get from other method. Okay, that's why we need IDE. That's why VS Code is there. Okay, so yeah, that's all about IDE. So this is optional but recommended. Always use IDE. Okay. Then now let's say I wrote the code, I ran it. Now what happens? I'm coming back to this. Now what happens? How exactly you will see the output, or how exactly the task is going to happen? Now when you write this, since we have a Python already installed, we have a Python environment. This code, this is called high-level programming. The Python is a high-level programming language. This will go to the interpreter. Whatever you have written, this will go to the interpreter. Interpreter is nothing but a translator. Okay. What it does? Translate between high-level programming language into machine language, that is binary language. That's what interpreter does. So when you run this, the 10 lines of code is converted into binary language, that is done by interpreter, and machine understands. This file is actually stored in the disk. It's permanently stored. Even if you come tomorrow, it will be there. When you run python new.py, the execution happens on the RAM. This interpreter processes in the RAM. The actual calculation, the mathematics behind it, everything, the logic and all will be done by the CPU. So this is how the link is. Sorry, not here. It is done in the RAM. The file will be in the disk. When you run this, it will run in the RAM. The actual calculation, the computation behind it will be running on the CPU. So that is the interconnection between them. Okay. So that's what happens. All these things will be happening in the RAM, and after converting in the binary code, it will go to the CPU. Their calculation happens, whatever code you have written. then again it will come to us, and the output will be printed in the terminal itself. So this is what exactly happens when you run Python new.py. Okay. Any doubts? Yeah, guys, any doubts still here? Okay, now yeah, let's say I want to create one project in Python. Okay, maybe any project, maybe backend project or any data science project, ML project, anything. Any project doesn't matter. If you want to create, there are few rules that we need to follow. The rule is we need to create a virtual environment. Have you guys heard of this name, virtual environment? So this is basically, let's say this is your system. Okay? Let's say this is your system. Python is installed here globally. This is an entire laptop. Okay. Python is installed globally. Now, let's say you want to create one project wherein pandas and numpys are involved. Okay. Let's say for your project, pandas version 3 is required and numpy version 2 is required. These two are just a library, supporting libraries. You guys know what is library? Library means, let's say there are few tasks everyone should do. Okay, such kind of task is already written and kept somewhere. There are few tasks to build something, everyone has to do it. For example, everyone on the earth or every programmer, some or other day, will have to check what is the length of some item, length of string. Okay. To check the length of string, one way is to write the code itself, write the logic. You only write the logic. That is option one. Everyone has to do it. Second option is someone already wrote this logic and kept it somewhere. Use it. Which is better? Second option is better. Option two is someone already wrote the logic, kept it somewhere. Just copy it and use it. So these existing code, useful code is already written somewhere. That place is called libraries. So according to the domain, this is classified. According to the project and all, it's classified. All these are called libraries or modules, packages. Okay, all are same. So in Python, why many people uses Python? Because we have so many modules, so many libraries, which other other programming language won't offer that much. It is there, but that much they won't offer. 99% of the code is already written. We just have to pull it, do something. Okay. So that's why Python, whatever you want to build, Python we can do in Python because all the code is written. So all this there is the libraries, packages. So one of the example of packages, NumPy and Pandas, which we use for data science. So let's say I want to create one project wherein I need a Pandas third version and NumPy second version. Now let's say I installed in the system NumPy 2, Pandas 3 in the system itself. Everything is working fine. One project only is there. Everything working fine. Good. Now after 1 month, this is in the system only. After 1 month, you want to create one more project wherein you need Pandas 4 and NumPy 1. Okay. Since you already installed Pandas 3 and NumPy 2, if you again install Panda 4 and NumPy 1, this will delete, this will install. Okay. What happens? Your second project will run, but the first project will break. It won't work anymore. If you create one more project with the same, if you need Pandas or NumPy, the new project will work. These two won't work. So this is a conflict. This is the situation we need here. Okay. So what to do? We need some solution here, right? The solution is just create a separate work environment for that, separate container for that. Let's say this is a whole system. Put one project inside this environment, put another project in this environment, put another in this, another in this, so that whatever required for your project 1 will stay inside this boundary, in that boundary. For project 2, it will be there in this boundary. This won't touch this, this won't touch this. This isolation we are creating, this boundary, this gate we are creating, right? This is what we call virtual environment. It's an environment, but it's virtual. That's why virtual environment. Right. So how do we create this? So we have a command for that. Python -m then and name. Here you can give the environment whatever you want to give. It's up to you. Most of the time we will be using when only or n, doesn't matter. So when you do this, one folder will be created. Let's say you are running this one folder. In one folder you are running this command. When you run this, under this folder, whatever name you give here, on that name, one subfolder will be created. Okay. So your project you should create under this only. This is the main folder. Under this, when will be created? This one. Your whatever Django, Python, Flask, data science, whatever project, create here. Where your environment is there, create in that folder only. Okay. Use one environment for one project only. We can use one environment for all the project. We can do that. It's not that we can't. We can do, but don't do. For one project, one environment. Okay. This when you type this, one folder will create with that name. So that is what a virtual environment is. Now to activate it, it's just created. It's not on yet. Okay. Fan is there. We have to put the switch. To put the switch, you have to do in the Windows, you have to do when /scripts/activate. Okay, in the Linux based or Mac OS, you have to run source when bin activate. When you do this, it will activate. If you have a terminal, let's say this is your terminal. Here on the left side, you will see some circle here. We will do this practical tomorrow, but just I'm saying, one green color bracket will be created on the left side. Here your file name, file path will be there, folder path. When this happens, that means it is activated. Now, after this only you have to do this installation. Whatever installation you want to do, after this you have to do. Okay? Before that we should not do. I said we have to install, but how to install? We have a command for that. Pip install package name. Run this. If you run this, that package will be inside this, will be going inside this. It won't affect the entire system. Only to that environment it will be downloaded. Hyphen M. When VENV.
Okay. Then what? The name of
Name, whatever you want to give. Okay. I'll repeat once again. See, for each project, separate requirement is there. For example, let's say one guy, let's say this is earth, okay? This is earth. Okay? In this earth is like your entire laptop. Now, I'm in India. I need around 30 degrees Celsius temperature. This is my requirement. But someone from, let's say, Antarctica need 2 degrees Celsius temperature. If he comes to India, he will die. If I go to Antarctica, I will die. So each person will act like a project, separate project. Okay? Here I might need, I need 30 degree temperature. He need 2 degree temperature. This is like a separate projects. I can't give 30 degree to him. I can't take 2 degree for me. So there is a conflict, right? So that's why we need to keep each person on the separate places. If the entire earth, let's say I don't have this separatism, if I don't have this separate option, everyone, if everyone is getting just 2 degrees Celsius, he will survive, but most of the people will die, right? This is a conflict situation. That's why we need to keep each project separately. We need to isolate it. So that's what we are doing here. To isolate it, we need to create an environment, separate environment, like this. To create that, this is the command. To activate, this is the command. Once it's activated, here you can install the package. For another project, go create separate folder. There create a virtual environment. There create your project. There do the installation, whatever that requires. Here do whatever installation for whatever this requires. So this thing you need to know. I know you won't be able, you won't be creating the projects, but you will deploy it, right? There this will come very handy. You should know how the environment works. Yeah, library name. Just give pip install pandas, like
Pandas, oh.
numpy, like that. Okay, I said one keyword before. I said syntax error. These two are two different terms. What is syntax? What is error? First, let's see what is syntax. Okay, syntax means it's a it's a rule that we have to write in that way only. You can't go in the other direction. You can't, if you go in the other direction, it won't run, your file won't run. There are few rules that you need to follow. So that kind of things are called syntax, the way we write the code. For example, if you want to print something, you have to write print only. This is the syntax. You can't write something else. For example, printf you can't write. You can't write printf, or you can't write some shortcut, PRT, something like that. This won't work. So syntax is mandatory. So when you learn any language, the first thing you need to learn is syntax. What thing I should do and what thing I should not do, that you need to know. If you even don't know what to do, at least you should know what not to do. Okay. So yeah, these kind of things are called syntax. If you make mistake in the syntax, that is called syntax error. Like for example, instead of print, if you give PRT, that's a syntax error. So when you run the file, when you run the Python file, it will throw the error and it will say it's a syntax error. You need to correct it. Okay. Now, one more thing I missed, very important for you guys. Let's say this is your Python file. Let's say new.py. Okay. Let's say 10 lines of codes are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 lines code is there. Now when you run this, as I said, it will go to interpreter. Okay. Then it will go to CPU. This is what I said. Now this has two ways to look into this. One way is, most of the language works in that way. Everything will be taken and translated together. It will be given to the CPU. This is a method number one. Second method is, take one line, translate, give it. Take another line, translate, give it. Take third line. Okay, line by line execution. What I am saying is line by line execution. Every programming language is classified into these two things: how it compiles or how it interprets. So when all the codes are translated at a time, it is mostly done by compiler. Okay, this is a component it will do. But when you do line by line execution, interpreter will do. So our Python language follows the second method, this one, line by line execution happens. For example, if you have an error on 5th line and error on 8th line, first 4 line will execute. This will be successfully executed. Then on the 5th line it will say this is wrong. That's it. That is Python. If you take C language, everything it will take, it will at a time it will say line number 5 has error, line number 8 has error. At a time it will say. So it compiles everything at a time. But Python is not like that. Line by line execution happens. So this is the reason why Python we can use as a scripting language. Because of this advantage. So if something is happening in the line number 5, it doesn't matter how many errors or good code you have after that. No, line number 5 is error, stop it. So that's how the Python works. So such kind of language runs on interpreter. JavaScript also runs in interpreter, I guess. So Python interpreter, C compiler. Remember that. If someone asks the difference, just tell C uses compiler, everything runs at a time. Python uses interpreter, executes line by line. Okay. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's it. That's it for today.